right?
Yes.
So
It's a
probably
really
the
good
big
matchup.
idea.
Yeah, so it is a mid gyrocopter. No one probably, he's like the person who plays gyro mid the most out of any competitive player. He probably knows this matchup. It seems like it's a good matchup. I'm not really familiar with it myself, but this is a good Undying game. I've seen lots of Undying games where Lifestealer is pretty good against Tombstone. However, Lifestealer doesn't prefer to just waste his rage or his right clicking time on the tomb. So once the rage does wear off in the fights, a lot of times he's forced to retreat from tomb, and it's really scary because once it builds up, the slow, it's just very difficult for him to deal with. But I also like Undying just in general in this patch because he's just such a strong dual laner, and you see an abundance of strength heroes again. Beastmaster, Sand King. You put the Undying there, and it's just a nice lane overall. Like you will pretty much babysit any carry at that point.
Jesus. These guys. Give me 1 second. I gotta enter my hacks real quickly. Okay, we should be good now. Okay, so Bloodseeker though, also the interesting thing about this hero is that he's been getting buffs patch after patch, I feel like. In the most recent one, both his Blood Rage and his Blood Ride, I believe, took some buffs right there. Yeah, you look at the tooltip even. So I've been waiting for this hero to kind of make the comeback, and I'm excited to see it in the hands of no one, no doubt. We talked about great counter to the idea of Slark as a hero, so strong pick definitely here for Virtus Pro in game number 3.
Yeah, this is going to be a really difficult Slark game. Normally people pick Slark when there are hardly any answers, but in this situation there's tons of disables, tons of silences, and even some of the hardest carries, including Disruptor and Bloodseeker. So it's going to be a long time until this Slark comes online, or he might have to snowball this game, which is certainly possible because if he has Undying babysitting against the Beastmaster and Sand King, it's very likely that he has an extremely fast Shadow Blade, as they can't really touch the hero. Even going out of the laning phase, Roar is not really something that you can land very easily on Slark.
Bottom lane, looks like TNC is going to try to bully out for the bounty rune down here. Meanwhile, at the top, you got Virtus Pro realizing what's going on. They're going to try to take that one, and so it should end up a 2-2 split, it seems like, when it's all said and done. But yet again, TNC, are they going tri-lane? No, well, Tim's is now moving.
Oh, they're going to dual lane with Undying. This is the other viable choice, because we did talk about Jakiro being a pretty good laner into the Beastmaster, and another really good thing about this is that Undying is dual laning into strength core, so that makes the decay a lot more useful, and also the build as well. We did talk about in game 1 that Stout Shield in the safe lane isn't that optimal, but in the off lane is definitely really worth it. And the fact that they chose to put Sand King here, that's a little bit questionable to me. Lifestealer is very, very good in this Nyx matchup. Maybe they felt that Sand King couldn't accomplish much in top lane, and maybe Disruptor could accomplish more, and he definitely is. Like, he's pressuring the Slark a lot, but I think the Sand King is best served in top lane and Disruptor in bottom lane, personally. It sets up more kill potential on bottom.
Well, Roger for now is going to do a creep pull of the Dire creep wave, and caught a little bit of an issue there as far as the lane positioning goes, so we'll see how that works out. No one, meanwhile, is going to take the homing missile, and actually a pretty decent creep wave on him, so Bloodseeker going to take some fair amount of damage. No rocket barrage used, though, by the gyrocopter. But how should this play out, you think, in the middle lane? I mean, a gyro versus a Bloodseeker. Bloodseeker naturally is usually pretty good in a 1v1, right?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, gyrocopter's base damage is really abysmal. So you have a Stout Shield, Quelling Blade, Blood Rage, Bloodseeker. In the early levels, he should be getting harassed quite a bit, where it makes it kind of dodgy for him to run in and melee down creeps. But once he gets a couple of levels, he should be able to CS really easily, and with some thirst buff from the side lanes, he should be able to actually run down Gyro if the rocket's not up.
God, Raven really is being bullied up here at the top lane. You see Slark right now, he's 1-1. Last time I checked, that's not pretty good as far as CS is concerned for your position 1 core. So he's having a struggle. You see all the trees are chopped down even by Pasha, cutting them down with those wild axes. Now he's going for Tim's. Thunderstrike already applied, the pounce on Pasha to keep his teammate alive for the time being, but it's not going to be enough. Wild axes will snipe out Tim's right there, and first blood going the way of the Radiant, actually.
Yeah, the thing is about Undying is that I feel like he's best in the safe lane, just because that's where he can completely shut down a lane, and when he's in the dual off lane, it's really dependent on the matchup. Where a Nyx into a lifestealer, Nyx will like pretty much never threaten a lifestealer ever. So when they're choosing this lane setup, they're giving up Slark's free farm just to give Nyx a little bit extra, where it's not really going to pressure lifestealer whatsoever.
Well, bottom lane, speaking of Lifestealer, with the assistance of Roger in that caustic finale, they get the kill on the Nyx assassin. Now, Cuckoo, he's a little tankier. It's down 16 to KJ. No, but I was going to say, he was up to 20. He gets back up to 20, so he had 1,230 life. Again, a very difficult target to kill, but Nyx assassin easier, and Virtus Pro will take it, so a 2-0 start now in their favor. Middle lane, you see Bloodseeker going pretty deep, but again, he's 19-10 against a 9-1 Gyrocopter, but like you're talking about it, this is almost really expected with Bloodseeker when it comes to his last hitting, his early laning phase.
Yeah, it's not uncommon for pro players even to miss CS with Gyro just because of how bad his base damage can be at times, especially in the safe lane. So it's no wonder he's losing CS mid lane. He's actually getting built so hard.
Fairy Fire, doesn't matter. He just runs at him, and with that thirst level 2, he's so fast this early on in the game. Nothing more that Gyrocopter can do. No TP support. Easy kill coming out from no one, and Armel with the tip, kind of saying, you know what, I'll get you next time for something. Anyways, nighttime going to be approaching right here, but already 2,000 net worth in favor of Virtus Pro. What are we going to expect out of this Bloodseeker, by the way? He has the Ring of Accolade, he's going to go boots, of course, but is this something like a Radiance game or a different route?
I love Radiance BKB personally. I feel like that's the best way to scale into the game, deal damage, and take the mid game fights. I've seen people go Yules, and I really hate that. I hope he doesn't do it. I'm sure he won't. The Radiance is a much better choice overall, I believe.
Tim's top lane, he's dead. Disruptor, TP, pretty good against Raven right there. On that Slark, they'll make it out and still remain without any kills for TNC. Another one going the way of Virtus Pro, though. So now 4-0 start for them. Again, that 2,000 net worth lead. Feeling pretty clean all across the board. And the CS chart definitely showing that. I mean, this is ridiculous. Bloodseeker alone has just as much CS combined as a top 3 on the other side. It's not good.
And now he has Rupture, so they're perpetually scared of any rotation on the mid lane. It's an easy kill. I'm really kind of scared for TNC right now, just because the Slark's not having a great time, and he does need to snowball. It's either he snowball, we see a Rupture on mid lane, it's an easy kill.
Yeah. Armel, he's going to be glimpsed right back, and wow, that's ridiculous. That's synergy right there. He just melts as soon as he gets glimpsed right back. TNC's also dead. Burrow strike in, and there's an easy kill. No one. He's almost 7 on top of this. I mean, this is game 3 of a super major. I definitely don't want to say this is already over by any means, but how do you calm this down if you're TNC?
I feel like it's kind of far gone at this point. Like, it's weird to say, but because Undying isn't there at the first minute and a half for the Slark is always going to be behind now, and you cannot be behind in this game. It's either you have a fantastic early game and you snowball a little bit, where your Shadow Blade comes online, you get a couple of nice pickoffs, and then that can propel your game like forward, or you literally dodge every fight until the point where you have items to take, like BKB or Lincolns, things like that.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's countered so hard.
This has been interesting. Yeah, well, middle lane, of course, somebody did. He gets another kill, but I've been watching this bottom lane this whole time. Roger eventually falls down here, and the Ramsey's going to walk it off, but you do see Undying and what he can do and survive. Now he's only got 10 life right now, so the kid's wearing off, but Ramsey's also will be fine. But yeah, you saw it pop up. No one gets the kill in the middle lane while that whole pursuit is happening at the bottom lane. Finally, at least a kill for TNC, but losing the mid again still feels pretty bad, man. So they're trying, I guess, focusing at the bottom lane is what they want to do. Maybe get Nyx Assassin level 6 as soon as possible somehow, but this is already a level 8 Bloodseeker. He's actually going to go right into a Blade Mail as his priority item. What do you think of that?
Yeah, Blade Mail is pretty much one of the items people think about the most when they see Gyrocopter and trying to counter him. You just being able to run into all his abilities, it makes him second guess his positioning, and a lot of times he just bursts himself down if you can sustain through that burst damage a little bit with HP pool, so that's going to be extremely scary. He might also be doing this so that he frees up the Lifestealer to pick up the Radiance.
Rupture's ready. I mean, somebody's dead. Maybe even a couple. Tim's? Blood Riot gonna connect on him. Rupture's put up on a Cuckoo as well. There's the kill on a Tim's. Cuckoo just has to stand his ground. Throws up Case. Solo make it turn. Rocket Barge in the face. Nice barrel strikes on 2 though. Sam H running over. The Impale hits eventually, but they've already lost the Untamed Armel. At least gets a kill on Disruptor. And now Tim's will port in as well. Roger has a barrel strike in 1 second. Gets it off. Blood right on top of him. No one's keeping his distance though. He's not the fastest right now. He's speeding up though. He's got that level 4 thirst, excuse me. But the zombies making it difficult, so instead he'll run back to the middle lane as they lose the Sand King. So Ramses, he shows up though, and TNC doesn't want to overcommit either. So back and forth fight at least. 2 for 2. I mean, it's trades like that if you're TNC, I guess you're okay with, but still continues to be a 5,000 net worth lead for VP.
The problem is that even if Nyx hits level 6, he will almost never threaten the Lifestealer because Lifestealer is able to react and he has enough HP and tools, including his ultimate, just to get out of these sticky situations, and they don't have enough burst to bring him down unless he's like half HP or something.
No one's just walking. We see Gyrocopter with a haste string is scared as hell. Getting dove on, especially if that Rupture comes out, but he'll be fine. I just glanced over at Worth chart. The graph or the chart more so on the left hand side, yeah. That's, man, Bloodseeker is up there, but then so is Beastmaster, then even Lifestealer, and then you got Nyx Assassin is slowly climbing up. Both Gyrocopter and Slark are just really struggling, and that's already going to be a top tower kill. Raven's just sitting in the trees. He's doing that AFK sitting in the trees strat. I don't know what's going to come of that, but not the most efficient play, feels like. TP's to the tower, I guess. So Posture's just going to keep pushing. He already needs a Necronomicon level 1, so why not? What can they do to stop this, right? It's just going to continue.
Yeah, literally nothing. It's really curious that they chose to pretty much secure a Nyx Assassin in a poor matchup. Of the 2 heroes, the Kuro and the Undying, I really feel like the Undying is the better hero at zoning the Beastmaster, just because any strength hero into Undying is just a free win most of the time, unless they keep skip. So the Nyx is gonna have to use his level 6. He does pick it up right now. It's gonna have to hit top lane. There's no kill in bottom, and if he can connect it on Beastmaster, give some space to Sork to get level 6, or he does have it, but give him some more space. That would be ideal right now.
Nope. He uses Vendetta in the face of Ramses. Ramses just rage. He picks up the bounty rune and then he TPs away. They were hoping to at least get the bounty rune. Now they know that Vendetta's been active, of course. And actually Ramses just TP'd over here to the shrine. Didn't even TP that far, but we were talking about this. So try to get something out of this Vendetta. Is there any vision? I mean, Bloodseeker would be a prime kill for sure. A lot easier said than done, though.
Yeah, let's see. I
don't think they have the damage. Yeah, he's not dying. And Sam H realizes that. He'll fall back. They need their cores to just get more farms somehow. So Gyrocopter head back to the bottom, and Raven's liking this for the time being. He manages to level 6 at least. He's got that regen kicking in from Shadow Dance. And he finds a little bit of room for the time being once again. But Lifestealer, he's going to come up here. He's working towards his own Radiant, so I guess we're overlooking that as well. If he's going to go Radiant to Lifestealer already, then yeah. Bloodseeker can go another direction, yeah.
In this situation, there's only one play for TNC, and they're not doing it. Tim's needs to TP bottom right now. They need to be here at 4. They need to take a fight. If they could take a fight with 4 and trade someone evenly and Sword gets a little bit, that's worth it for them.
Undying, he's basically accepted death at this point. He'll allow his teammates to get away, however. Sam H pops his second Vendetta of the game, and first one didn't really result in much, and this time I don't know if it's going to be any different, unfortunately. He's going to hide with it for now, though. But, of course, Beastmaster's down here. Once again, the Necronomicon now level 2. And he's going to push this tower himself. They smoke up nearby with Disrupt Sand King. We'll see if they can find a wraparound. Maybe catch Jakiro.
Yeah, I like what they're doing. All 4 in the bottom lane. They need to take the fight here with the Gyros level 6.
Oh, there's Armel getting caught by the barrel strike, as well as the Stack Storm getting a field combination. That's an easy kill, start things up. He's locked down with the Primal from Pasha in the back lines. He throws the back path of the Macropar as he goes down, however. The Spike Carapace from Nyx Assassin puts on a mini stun, but not going to be nearly enough, and the Blood Right will connect it. Nyx Assassin dead. Raven, he gets clips back in. No Shadow Dance to use. He's going to melt away. And that's just purely out-farmed showing off right there. There was TNC, was just completely not going to win that fight at all.
Thing is, they're not really doing what they need to do to get back in the game. Like, that's a nice decision to make. However, it's a little late and they're too far behind. The first Vendetta needed to hit on the Beastmaster or the Bloodseeker, but using it right in front of Ramses as pretty much was a dead giveaway on the Vendetta and where it would possibly rotate to, so that they didn't get caught out by that. And when they went to the bottom lane, they committed with 3 heroes. And not only that, but they were the ones to be initiated on. Generally, when you make that rotation, you want to be smoking your supports, and you want to be the team that's outnumbering the opponent so that they're staggering into the fight. But because they just weren't thinking on that level, it was just very easy for Virtus.pro to run at bottom lane, seeing all their heroes showing in the lane, and then just pick them off one by one.
We're gonna go for Disruptor going for Undying here in the middle lane. Easy kill onto him. And that was a smoke play set up against Sam H nearby with the Vendetta. I feel like I've said that several times now, and just don't really feel like it's going to really set up in much, though, as this middle tier 1 now in trouble. Again, TNC in his spot, though. They got to be desperate. They got to try something. I hear the Rupture going off in the backline. Such a Curie. He puts up the blade on the Magpar put down. It's only going to help kill himself in the end. And the Blood Red auto attack, or the Blood Rage even, to finish the job. Pasha taking a homing missile, caught up on top of that. Can they maybe get Pasha killed at least? Dark back forward. Yes, they can. They pick up Beastmaster. No one, though. He's still sitting there. The blood goes off. Takes out Gyrocopter. Gonna kill off Undying. They bring back the Nyx Assassin with a glimpse. And an ultra kill for no one already. 19-4 hero kill lead. Okay, I might start thinking about that whole... This game's just out of control and unwinnable now.
The thing is, their hard carry is completely counterpicked, and a lot of this had to do with the fact that, it's TNC's drafting pattern. They got first pick in every single game, yet every single game they gave up a really large piece of information, which was one of their 1 or 2 position core heroes. Generally, when you're first pick, you want to pick up some pretty ambiguous heroes in the first phase, and then in the second phase, you always get the pick after the opponent. So you will see the cores first, and you're able to react to at least win 2 lanes just based on matchups, hopefully. But because they're showing the cores early, they're easily just being counterpicked. Like, you know, no one knows these matchups. They're picking their favorite bread and butter heroes. No one knows the exact counters to them in the lane. They just picks it, and they also get the last pick on top. It's just like, it's so hard to win the draft when you reveal so much early on.
Catch the tail end of that at least. Beastmaster ends up going down the bottom lane. Nyx Assassin. That Vendetta finally does come into play. Opens up, helps set up the kill with Gyrocopter. So a kill progress being made for TNC once again. It ain't over just yet, they're saying at least. But yeah, it's safe to say, Fluff, I mean, you keep going back to it, but this really is a draft issue. And even throughout the series, even in the Game 2 victory, there were those question marks. But, you know, we're able to still make it work out, get to the late game, and eventually win. But something they'll have to think about moving forward here in their next series. Now, again, not calling it just yet, but at this point, again, the losing team will move on to play EG. The winning team will play Vici Gaming here in Group B. No one... He knows to hide. He almost has a BK. Oh my god, that BKB is going to be happening in like a couple seconds. Only 16 minutes in. It's like once he gets a BKB, how do they stop him? I mean, they literally can't stop him.
He actually has 9k net worth at 16 minutes. That's completely absurd.
Yeah.
It's. I don't know. I'm all for the theories of how they will come back, but to me, this actually just looks like a complete outpick. I mean, when you're carry. Like, when you pick a Slark into a Disruptor, you already know that's pretty bad. But then when you throw another core that just counters in the late game, like a Bloodseeker, and the laning phase goes this way, I mean, there's no coming back.
I mean, they snap pick that. When a final pick is snap picked as fast as that was, you know that something went wrong on the other side. And that Bloodseeker was exactly that. He's just a hero that we do not see often, but as you've stressed several times, I mean, it makes so much sense here. That's what it's. I mean, look at this. Jakiro's literally gonna kill himself. Essentially, no one finishes the job with the auto attack, but that blade mail proving to really pay off. Again, he has the BKB now, so he's level 14. You got Slark's level 10, and then everyone else below that on the other side at this point. So this is an easy mid-tier 2 tower kill. Again, TNC. What do? They're just going to try to push out at least the bottom tier 1, but VP, they're not going to let them get anything. Roger, he's going in with life stealer inside with the Infest Bomb. That's going to be killing Gyrocopter. Great epicenter combination. The 3 other heroes are just going to continue pushing mid. As well, the hell not. Oh, going up in the jungle now. Ooh, they almost hit that scan, but Nyx Assassin a little bit too quick. And at least we'll make it out. Yes, Bloodseeker. So is Bloodseeker a very niche hero, would you say? Is it only certain matchups? Or is it maybe with these buffs recently? Is it a hero that teams should start thinking about a little more?
Definitely still a niche hero. The laning phase is very, very important for the hero itself. And one issue is that if you do pick it as your safe lane carry, he doesn't provide enough sustained physical DPS at the fights to actually be considered like your true hard carry. And if they do have a bad matchup, they can also fight. Or they're just
macro fire put down. Tombstone going on as well. So the best chance here for TNC with the prime reward locking in on Dying. Here goes back. Actually, he's got prime reward. Sam H in the midst of it. He's just going to melt away. It looked like the fire was killing him, but that was just the whole team of Fearless Pro. The BKB on no one. It's going to be right off in a second. He will get hit by the ice path, but the duration not the longest will allow him to run it off. Now, he doesn't have an Aegis or anything like that, so he does have a wand, however. He'll pop that, falls back. Raven jumping in, goes on a solo Pearl Strike in response, though. Shadow Dance activated from Slark. So he's going to survive with the time being, but not for long. Ramps just has that radiance that helps burn him down. And eventually gets some auto attacks off to finish the actual job. Now they're going to go for the tier 2. Gotta say, I mean, TNC, it felt, I mean, that's probably the best case they're going to get right there, the best chance even. And it still just didn't even matter.
Yeah, they had, you know, they were on the defensive under a tower, able to fight with 5 heroes. They have really, really strong team fight on paper. Tombstone, Jakiro, Gyrocopter, there's a lot going for them there. And not being able to take any single kill, it's all because of this gold deficit, but you know, I'm not really sure how they expect to fight into that. Sork needs to be able to get to a Shadow Blade.
Ramsey's just kind of walking in casually. And gets that sentry down there to be able to counter war. There you go. They'll take out the Observer Ward. And once again, going to continue to run at TNC. I mean, Roshan's up, so they could go for that if they really wanted to, but choosing not to, at least for now. I mean, there's no outer tower, so something tells me Virtus Pro will eventually. In fact, it looks like that's where they're going. They're going to go right to the Roshan pit. They know that TNC can't really stop them. Pretty much a free Aegis here. At this time, Slark, he's working on the Shadow Blade. It's coming, you know, trying to keep at least some positives for TNC. Moving along. And he got to Gyrocopter, BKB put down. Tombstone going on as well. So the best chance here for TNC with the prime reward locking in on Dying. He close back, actually. He's got prime reward. Sam H in the midst of it. He's just going to melt away. It looked like the fire was killing him, but that was just the whole team of Fearless Pro. The BKB on no one. It's going to be right off in a second. He will get hit by the ice path, but the duration not the longest will allow him to run it off. Now, he doesn't have an Aegis or anything like that, so he does have a wand, however. He'll pop that, falls back. Raven jumping in, goes on a solo Pearl Strike in response, though. Shadow Dance activated from Slark. So he's going to survive with the time being, but not for long. Ramps just has that radiance that helps burn him down. And eventually gets some auto attacks off to finish the actual job. Now they're going to go for the tier 2. Gotta say, I mean, TNC, it felt, I mean, that's probably the best case they're going to get right there, the best chance even. And it still just didn't even matter.
Yeah, they had, you know, they were on the defensive under a tower, able to fight with 5 heroes. They have really, really strong team fight on paper. Tombstone, Jakiro, Gyrocopter, there's a lot going for them there. And not being able to take any single kill, it's all because of this gold deficit, but you know, I'm not really sure how they expect to fight into that. Sork needs to be able to get to a Shadow Blade.
Ramsey's just kind of walking in casually. And gets that sentry down there to be able to counter war. There you go. They'll take out the Observer Ward. And once again, going to continue to run at TNC. I mean, Roshan's up, so they could go for that if they really wanted to, but choosing not to, at least for now. I mean, there's no outer tower, so something tells me Virtus Pro will eventually. In fact, it looks like that's where they're going. They're going to go right to the Roshan pit. They know that TNC can't really stop them. Pretty much a free Aegis here. At this time, Slark, he's working on the Shadow Blade. It's coming, you know, trying to keep at least some positives for TNC. Moving along. And he got to Gyrocopter, BKB. It's a ways off, but the idea is there, at least.
Yeah, the best play they can make right now is make the VP stagger into bottom lane, have people set up for this. They should be ready for this rotation. I mean, that's the best team fight they'll have, where VP comes in with, you know, not with the full team, pretty much. They have to be there with the rest of their lineup.
VP, that was horrible game work by me, I admit, but I just keep getting caught off guard. I see two heroes middle lane, and all of a sudden there's just two moving to the bottom lane, getting that kill on Gyrocopter. And then the other two, Bloodseeker and Disruptor, they get a kill on Jakiro. Yeah, you see Slark where he's at. He's farming deep into the Radiant jungle, and it is working for the time being, but there really isn't many places that he can be outside of this, it feels like. So they're down 20,000 net worth, just trying to get that Shadow Blade for any kind of hope, maybe some pickoffs on the Disruptor. That's really it. I don't think he's killing anyone else in this game right now by himself, but even Disruptor would be a tough call. But Ramses, he'll just push up into the base. He's got a Solar Crest now, feeling even more confident. And again, they'd have the Aegis on Bloodseeker, so Virtus Pro gonna wait for the creep wave, very likely push into the base, and we'll see if TNC can actually stop it. They do have Jakiro with that Macro Pyre and a Tombstone, so I mean, again, the team fight is solid for TNC. Maybe that could be enough to delay things at least.
Yeah,
we're stretching here, I know.
We're stretching.
It is unfortunate because, you know, here we are, game 3. It's, again, I know a lot of people tuning into this one with the other series finishing up, and this being the last one of the first set of series. The first 2 games were entertaining. I mean, first game, yeah, VP looked pretty good. It's quite a stomp, but game 2, great play out, and TNC looks solid. So, you know, you kind of hoped after, especially that break, at a really hype game 3, but it's been all Virtus Pro. And Disrupt, for now, he's died to the fire. There you go, he's going to be caught in. No one's also in trouble. That would be the much bigger kill. Ice Path connects. Okay, that is an Aegis, though. So, they use quite a bit. They get the Aegis. Now they don't have anything.
I love TNC's positioning there. It's so obviously the counterplay from the Sand King is always once a hero dies, Aegis, you epicenter.
Sand King. Yeah, kind of missed right there. The Primal Roar locked down on Undying, though. No one is sitting on top of it, gets the easy kill after the fact. Raven, Shadowlands pop, they kill Pasha, so overcommitment from Virtus Pro. And this is the openings for TNC that, you know, you make the game last long enough, maybe get the opponents to overextend, and yeah, that's 2,000 net worth swing in their favor because of what just happened. So you're saying you like the positioning as well of TNC, so clearly they're still playing to win, clearly.
Yeah, definitely. That's a really good move. It's really obvious when teams, you know, the Aegis goes down, the team will swarm it, and then the epicenter to come down, but TNC thinking a step ahead, anticipating the epicenter and completely dodging it. That could have been pretty much the game right there, or at least 1 or 2 cores would have died in that engagement had the epicenter landed.
Off to the side, they smoked up. I don't think they were seeing this. Ramsey's kind of walking into them, and will expose at least the Undying. See some ward battle going on, and eventually open wounds on it. Tims, he has a rage as well. He's not going to care about the Macfire or the Ice Path. Gets the kill on him. They will lose Disruptor though. The rest of TNC running away. Bro Strike hits 2. Nyx Assassin and Undying. Call down, putting out. Gonna zone them away, scare them off. Blood right, Sam H. He has a rupture. It's that awkward spot of I can keep running, but I'll die if I do. So I really didn't have a choice right there, except his death at that point. And there's 2 dead. They both have a buyback though. Something tells me we're gonna see that come out from TNC, because again, why not? There's Nyx Assassin. Jakiro is only 8 more seconds before he's back up though, so maybe that will be enough for, yeah, Virtus Pro. They're gonna fall back for the time being. So Jakiro won't need to use his. Still early on in the game. Pretty fast resurrection, but the item progress will continue, of course, for heroes like Bloodseeker especially. Now, you know, he's working on not only a Maelstrom, but into the full Mjolnir. After that, he's already has 17 more 100 gold saved up. He did finish an SNY in the meantime. And Lifestealer just got something. What is on the courier? Oh, Yasha. Okay. Casual Yasha for now.
All right.
Lifestealer.
I mean, one of the issues with the lineup is that they can't really break the high ground without pickoffs that easily. Usually the way that their lineup breaks high ground is with Aegis on the Lifestealer and a couple more items where you could just run up, rage, hit the tower a couple times and back off, and then rinse and repeat. If they truly wanted to end this game the fastest way possible, he would just rush hard, and then he would just run up the hill, rage, heal up with the heart, and then come back and do the same thing over and over and over again. And they would have given the Aegis. However, you know, they don't really need to rush anything and get TNC an opening. It's pretty much their game to lose. So as long as they just farm up the items they need to get the next Aegis and then go for the high ground, that'll be the key to this game for them.
I'm having flashbacks to game number 2 in a sense where we see TNC just really sticking together as a team now. Obviously that game was much different. It was 2 2,000 net worth, maybe at the most for Virtus Pro for most of that mid game, so a much closer one. But still, we are seeing a bit of that as I say, the Nyx Assassin will get caught. Despite being in Vendetta, they see it, they got the vision, the tombstone's put down, but Nyx Assassin will melt away. Roger's got the call down. Raven, the pounce, it looks like it does connect. Sand King, he may end up falling, yes. The Static Storm in response to Armel's caught. And the Wild Axes tear right on through him, as well as no one sitting on top. And he has to pop his BKB though, because the macro power put down, as well as the ice path. He's just gonna run down Raven. Raven just kind of running around like a chicken with his head cut off right there. Not much more he could do at that point. He'll fly back, as will Gyrocopter. Nyx Assassin staying dead though. So Virtus Pro finally starting to break through into the base. Maybe not so much. They can gonna be held off just a little bit for now.
Yeah, they're holding on with these buybacks. I like where Cuckoo's head is at. He's gonna go for a blade mail. I've actually won a game that looked impossible like a competitive game where I think it was on Team Liquid, where I told the team to go like 5 blade mails, and we actually like surprised the enemy team. And this is one of those situations where if you get 5 blade mails, you can actually do some work. And another cool thing about it is if you blade mail a Nyx Assassin, it actually looks like Spike Carapace, so you can kind of play mind games with opponents.
That's a good point, yeah. Yeah, that would be quite the strategy, and it's stuff like that where again when you're down by this much, then kind of have to think outside the box almost. But something tells me they're not going to be. Oh, yeah, Undying does have one queued up, sure enough, on himself. How's that level 15 coming along, by the way? Okay, he's 13, so he's getting there. We talked about that overpowered talent last game. We saw it come into play. Tombstone on death.
This is the place they use the buyback and then die.
Yeah.
Get 3 tombs up.
Possible. Bloodseeker, he's got his Maelstrom finish though. Obviously Virtus Pro, they're just keeping TNC choked down in the base. Sand King does have that gem. We saw that come into play earlier to catch the Nyx Assassin as well. Lifestealer finishing in his own S and Y with that Yasha. But Virtus Pro, I mean, they're not overdoing it. They did it. I feel like they kind of gave themselves that one time that's like, all right, maybe that was a little too much. Again, the 2,000 gold swing in TNC's favor. Now they're playing it safe. They're going to wait for another Roshan, who could be up in a matter of seconds here, but probably going to be at least another minute or so.
Yeah.
When that's up.
Thing is, I think about the game too, and I feel like a lot of it just comes down to VP's confidence and them potentially just wanting to try a different strategy, where they know that they can afford to drop a game. They go for this carry less track, which is pretty dubious at best, and it doesn't really work out. They did have a nice game, but in this game, sometimes when the best teams in the world lose, they get upset and then they just want to crush the next game. This is one of those situations where they're just bringing their A game, like no shenanigans.
Yeah. We gets the 18% rupture damage as he gets level 20 on Bloodseeker, and just kind of a food for thought as far as in a game like this, such a big lead, just kind of stuff to talk about. And Ags on Bloodseeker, what would you think? Getting those charges on the rupture.
not on a core, it's just a waste of a slot, really. There's much better options like Butterfly and Salt Kyros, but it's definitely really cool.
Yeah. Alright, fine. Mjolnir's almost finished, at least. Well, Spike's Carapace done initially on top of the Ice Path Macfire, but again, he pops the BKB and he's just going to run in. They kill the Tombstone. Well, eventually they will. Nice soul rip, but takes a little bit longer. Bloodseeker. He does have Aegis, but he does have to be careful. Lifestealer gets in a bad spot. Static Storm could help give alive. He infests his teammate. He will stay alive in the meantime. Gyrocopter. BKB going to be locked down, though. Primal going right on through. They killed Slark before that. Predator Cuckoo just standing his ground on that Flesh Golem, but that's not going to be nearly enough. Maybe kill Nolan. No, he's getting low, actually. Yeah, Bloodseeker will go down. That's a 10-kill streak. Stopper going the way of Undying, actually. Roger, he needs to get the hell out of here. So Virtus probably do once again overcommit slightly.
Whoa.
And, well, Bloodseeker dies for the first time. That's a lot of gold going the way of Undying. As here comes the response from Roger. Epicenter with that Burrow Strike, and they're going to clean up Cuckoo. He's got 52 charges of decay. It will not be enough, though. Eventually will fall. Tim's Ice Path does catch Lifestealer. Lifestealer doesn't have an armlet or anything like that, so I actually think he is dead as well. Yeah, and he left 1,200 gold going into Kiro. Guys,
yeah.
There's objectives you might want to think about.
They're gonna go Roche. Yeah, but couple of shenanigans here. I mean, like, they don't really need to play like this, but probably just a little overconfident. soon as I get Roshan, it should be much easier.
They'll never see this coming.
Wow, look at that Jakir's level. Oh my god. That 30% XP and just everyone wiping in front of him. Almost level 20. He's the highest level on his team. By at least 4 levels. Breaky, did you DC?
Oh, I had my mic muted for you. That would make sense.
Okay.
Okay. It should be good now. But no, I was talking about Undying also, you know, with the farm that he got. He actually decides to go with Force Staff over the Blade Mail that he had queued up earlier.
Rip.
Utility, yeah. No Blade Mail. Oh, find a Roshan. TNC, I mean, we quite still think can make it happen. Statics are put down, though. Glimpsed away solo using it on a Slark. He popped Shadow Man cell. Trying to run back in. Raven wants this kill. He'll get the kill and disrupt. Roger, Burrow Strike, no episode of the Pasha. Locked on a Gyrocopter, but it's just by himself at the time. No one. They took the attention to Raven. They killed Raven pretty quickly. It seems like he's been doing a whole lot, though. Jens throws in the max part by TNC. He's going to melt away. The mechanism not going to save him there. And now there will a Soul Rip. Now Cuckoo, the Decay Stack's not going to give enough either. Roger just comes in with a late Epicenter. It didn't even matter at that point. Gyrocopter ports away, but Virtus Pro now very likely will go and, well, maybe not actually. They're going to go for the base. I mean, 3 heroes are dead with no buyback, so yeah, they just want to go for objectives here at this point.
Yeah, and I like that Ramses turned off his Radiance. He's just like, no, not again. That gave him the only opening that they could have hoped for there. And then he just turns it back on now, but you know, that kind of a nice little feature of Nyx versus the Radiance Lifestealer, being able to actually lock him down before you get the rage off. That's just one opening. That's really nice for TNC, and they probably won't get it again.
Yeah, I saw that earlier too, and I'm glad you pointed that out because that does make a lot of sense. We're talking about with the Spike Carapace. Always you get that initial stun. Speaking of Nyx Assassin, he's not living through this one. 50 seconds. He's going to be dead for him. Virtus Pro. Looks like they're starting to do it now finally, and officially break through in TNC space. As they get the bottom racks as well. Middle range rack just about dead. Primer War locked down on Undying. They're going to kill him off the bat. Armel pops the BKB. Black Cannons, they're going for it. Raven jumps in. On top of no one, the Blade Mail's put out. The Armel's going to melt away. Raven's in trouble. GG's their call. Virtus Pro will officially do it and take the 3rd and final game. So, again, it took them 3 games in the end. TNC quite the battle. Game 3 was really over Virtus Pro.
There's not much to say about